Welcome everybody. Welcome to another exciting Wednesday night talk where we focus on different topic, different week. And last week we were talking about Malaysian politics where we were talking about Anwar, we were talking about Muhyiddin, and we're talking about Pakatan Harapan, we're talking about Sabah election. And today I'll take you from the Malaysia to the US where we have the Donald Trump. Now, how many of you been following the Donald Trump? That's a very good question. What is the consequence of the parliament dissolve? Right now, we have seen the market really doesn't look too good. The problem is the uncertainty. Right, we need to have certainty. If there's no uncertainty, market will continue to go down. Well, I'll talk more about that as we go on, but please put in all the questions that you have inside there, and this is going to go because I'm going to get down to some of the questions that you have, and I really want to answer them for you in here. So keep in mind, we're probably going to have two elections. The first one will be 3rd of November, which is happening right in the front of you in here, the Biden versus the Trump, the post-US election market outlook. If Trump wins and get re-elected. Now, how many of you think Trump's going to win? Type it in there. But I'm going to give you those facts and look at those facts, and then you give me another assessment inside there, right? So, what do you think? Okay, and let's start. Okay, shall we? If you're ready to start, give me a thumbs up. And those of you who are listening for the first time, if you are listening for the first time, just type number 1. If you're listening for the first time, type number 1. Then at least I know we can sort of tell. And also do share where you're listening from. That would definitely help me a lot too. All right, let's move on to what we have. Okay. All right. And also for our members, those of you who are listening, many of you are members, do take note our Trade VSA members training on this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And those of you who are interested to join our fraternity, our growing Trade VSA group, definitely you're welcome to. There's more information in here, or look at the scrolling right side bottom bar there and get some information in there. All right, and also if not, just join our Telegram chat room. If you're first time, do join our Telegram chat room here. A lot of free information in here, totally no obligation whatsoever. We just want you to make money in the market, and then when you make money in the market, then try to find out why you do so. But I think in all perspective, listening to some of the facts that we presented to you, that would definitely help too. So that, and if not, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now remember, all our video are archived into the YouTube, so you can relook by different category. As a matter of fact, we've just put up a beginner course on YouTube. We haven't been promoting it. It's just up there. Just go and look for it. Beginner course to investing. Just check it out, and that will definitely help you a lot too. All right. So there's a YouTube and Premium Alert, Pentagon Alert. Which one do you want to look at? That is our number 1 Trade VSA mobile apps, which actually acts like a daily tips. Daily tips. We don't want to talk about it, but daily tips. But this is what happened. That's right. Now, if you look at it, Tech Fast hit the profit target. So congratulations to any of those SmartRobie users who want to use it in here, and it is running on the premium alert, so that's something good to celebrate. So these are the regular things I'll be posting where we have a good hits from our premium alert, so make sure you check it out there too. All right, so let's go on. Okay. And now, new show. That's right. We're doing a new show, and this is going to be starting a completely new show to replace the existing one, the breakfast show. We did have some feedback in here, so we're going to go for Trading with SmartRobie Signal. Okay, so this is just a new ad, and this will be on the 9th of November. So I just want to make a formal announcement in here on facebook.com/SmartRobie starting 9th of November. 10-15 Monday and Wednesday. We're just going to do 2 days, and we're going to be picking some shares, looking at SmartRobie in here, just like the one you just saw just now, right? A signal like this. Now hit the profit target in here using the premium alert, and now we're going to do it more with that one, but we'll still focus some on the news and also sector in there. So do take note of the new show that we have for you there. Okay, tips to receive late. When we receive this thing, gone up to TP1. Yep, that's right, because a lot of the stocks move up in there. That's what you need to get in 9:30 in there. I can tell you that even you go in at 9 o'clock, this is what smart money does. They will push it up, but guess what? We are not there for the first day. Second day, third day, they will still push up too. Right? The first hour, they push it up, like what Zac said yesterday. They don't want you to get in. That's what they push up the share price very fast. And this is one of the tactics by smart money. That's what you must know and look at the hourly chart. If you are an active trader, then you must look at the hourly chart for that one. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you guys are, yep, that's right. Okay, now let's look at meanwhile. Okay, meanwhile, Muhyiddin pertimbangkan bubo Parliament December 2020. Now, how many people, make good, how many think that this is going to come true, right? Just let me know. How many do you think that this is going to come? If you think that this is going to come true, type 3. Okay, type 3, this is, let me know if this is going to come true. But there's a lot of been going out and a lot of secrecy, and then, one side, the king entertain, the other side, he doesn't entertain. And to me, this doesn't look like a fair basis on the mandate in here. Anyway, if this thing comes out, I don't think it's going to be good. A lot of people will be infected, just like what we see in US. People don't want to go out and vote. There will some be doing mail ballot in here. But like it or not, I have to say, politicians never take care of us. Politician is only out for themselves. Unfortunately, this is the country that we live in. Hate it or love it, we have to live with it. Okay? So the least we can do as normal civilian like you and me, we try to take advantage of the stock market by learning smart money, and this is why we talk about Trade VSA in here today. Isn't it correct? Not right? Hate it, love it, we have no choice, right? Unless you do, like many of my older friends already migrated to Australia. Now, how many of you are listening from Australia? We do have a few people listening from. If you're listening from Australia, type it in there. At least maybe you guys are much better off in there. But if you are still Malaysian citizen, but if you do come back, hope you can come back. But also, this is also maybe one of the tactics that they did, because if you look at one of the statistics, which I didn't put in, that the normally the incumbent, in this case Perikatan Nasional or Barisan Nasional, they don't do so well when the majority of the people come back, when the turnout rate is high. Okay, when the turnout rate is high, this is where usually the opposition will win. Okay, something with a good effect for you to know of. All right, so let's okay, go on. So as a result of this news, this thing came out and we have the market drop 18 points, almost minus 1% in here. And to me, that breaking of the 1500 isn't that good. I'm going to show you the chart later on, all right? So then the next question is, hey, is the bear back? Now, what do you think? Do you think the bear is in town? Okay, the bear, he is roaring back. Now, remember, if the market tomorrow have a continuation breakdown to 1485, we will see a new bear coming in. It could be a wash, no doubt about it. It could be a wash before the market turn up. But if you are long term in the market, and if you are long term and medium term, stay with the market. As I said before, stay with the market. That's why it's important that you learn to read the chart. Okay, it's important to learn to read the chart, and when you know that, you won't get out. Right now, I'm still staying on like many of you, but if you are trading short term, there are many different sectors to look at, or perhaps learn how to short the market, use the trading view with the Pentagon sell signal on the and learn to short the market. Oh, Martin, why you didn't migrate? Yeah, I live in Australia for 7 years. After I see how the Australian work, I tell you, and I went back and visit many times. I have 4 of my siblings over there, right? I look at them, oh, this Australia is a good place to retire, but it's not a good place to make money. You all agreed or not, right? If you all agreed, just give me a thumbs up, right? With Australia in there. And many of them are actually in Melbourne, okay? The bear hasn't left before, right? And many of you know I graduated from Monash in Clayton. Anyway, I spent about 7 years. I studied there. All right, yeah. Stay with the market. That's right. Stay with the market. Okay. And the bears are back. The bears are back, and I think breaking the 1480 now. Now, how many of you agree? If you think the bears are back, just type in bear inside there. I'll wait for you while I get a sip of water too, because tonight it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Now, do take note, what you see locally is different from what you see in US. Keep in mind. That's why I prepared, my team and myself took some time to really prepare tonight's presentation and really explain to you point by point, fact by fact. So if you go in the next 2 weeks, having listened to this video, you won't be afraid at all, because the facts will be presented to you inside there. All right? Okay, let's okay so far? Okay, many of you think the bears are back. All right, so remember last week, those of you who are listening for the first time, we did cover the 2 political event, which is we did it on 6 days ago, and one we just did it last week. So you can see, go over to Trade VSA YouTube, watch those, giving the scenario, the types of counter that we have, and where we're going to turn to, and where is likely the market to go. So I give you those scenario, or they just like tonight, we look at US and the last 2 videos are done on YouTube. So make sure you visit and click subscribe to Trade VSA and not to miss it. So these are the other 2 videos that I have on YouTube in there. All right, let's look at the market. No doubt, the market has turned, but we still have, let me just switch on my pointer here. So you can see in here, like it or not, we do see healthcare just slowed down in here. And I think tomorrow you'll see healthcare going further because of the sell-off that we have this evening. Right now, technology, the green one that you see here, right? The green one is last week, huh? The green one is last week. Then the dark green is today, okay? So we compare today to last week. Basically, we're comparing the trend of each sector. That's right. So make sure we pick the right trend and continue to ride. If you look at the CI, this is the CI right in the middle, okay? Right in the middle. So everything on this left-hand side, it's going to be bullish. Anything on this right-hand side, the red one, is going to be bearish. So this is how we look. This is one of the Trade VSA dashboard. You can follow up if you subscribe to our system in here. So this tell you what is the hot sector in here. Property is making a comeback. You can see last week it was down and this week coming out. In the utilities are back too. The industrial product definitely are back. You can see ATA, INS, VS, those has moved out. And also technology. I think remember Penta, Gatronics, Inari, these are all the nice growth stocks. Now, some of you who have bought the tech stock like Inari and Penta, type it in there. Let me know if you have those or not. Okay, just type it in there. I'm like, no. Healthcare, and I think some of you have Comfort, Avanta, continue to hold those shares. It's going to be very tricky, okay? And any pullback that you see, right? If you see support, a good trade setup, go and buy some more, but don't buy on the breakout, okay? You need to be very, very careful when you are, and don't be shaken out, okay? Because this, at the end of the day, if in the Malaysia scenario that we have, right, even we have this, market will slam down, which is good. Go in and collect and buy. Longer term, it will come back. Because all these are export based, isn't it? Right? With more people going out to vote, let's say in December, but thing is, the voting is not going to December. They have 60 days, if I'm not mistaken. 60 days. Thank you guys. You bought Inari, Penta, VS. You have 60 days. I remember it's 60 days from the dissolvement. They have to have the election. So it's going to be probably after Chinese New Year or something like that. Because the current government within are very desperate. The only thing in mind is the king is going to ask you, if you dissolve the parliament, can you handle the COVID cases, not to have it like you see in US, because a lot of COVID cases in here. All right. Okay, let's move on to what I have for you here. All right. So again, looking at it, you also see a lot of foreign funds are also leaving at the same time. The selling haven't been much, average about 150 million. We have a couple of occasions in here. The good thing is that I think going forward, a lot of foreign runs already leave. And we have to see tomorrow whether the foreign run will leave or not. But judging from what they see now, those foreign funds already in Malaysia, already used to it. This kind of political situation, right? And they are buying for the longer term. If they have, they probably bought some stuff like Penta, some of those stocks that you're 60 days. That's right, Arif. Okay, so 60 days, 2 months. 2 months, maybe December 27. I think it's going to be after Christmas. Okay, December 27, so will be February 27. They will stretch it 60 days, probably March 3rd. That's right, March 3rd. I remember last week I talked about those elections, right? March 3rd and March 8th, the last GE12 and GE11. So they're going to have it somewhere around March. It's like an number, like a lucky number, for the Barisan Nasional. I don't know call it what, but the last one in May, they didn't make it, so they didn't go for March. March was a lucky number because GE13 and GE12 they won, only GE14 they lost because they have it in May, right? So that's the lucky number. What do you think the lucky number is going to be right in here? So looking from the foreign fund, we can see foreign fund, those who have here. It's not so much of a big concern. The big concern is how soon. The sooner they dissolve, the sooner they release those news. Yes, we will dissolve, okay, on December 27, right? Then the market will price in and time itself. They will know by 60 days, March 3rd or March 8th, March 3rd to March 8th, December. If someone can do the maths, or 3rd of March, yeah, 3rd of March 2021, because that is the date they will have. So there's going to be a lot. They're going to put in a temporary government inside there, and then Anwar will start to pitch. And oh my God, we just came from general election 14 where all of us went out and gung ho, right? Isn't it? Oh, you right? Lucky number. Yeah, March 3rd for Najib. Thank you. In here, some of you may know certain event, but I know more from the statistical side and want to share those important. All right, let's move on to in here. Now, remember the September month that we talked about earlier on, okay? Let me just get right. September, we have a correction in here, and this is from Ed Yardenia, a very good US economist, and he wrote a book on predicting the market based on his 40 years of experience inside. And he was spot on. He said September was the 10 to 15% market correction, and then October. Now, no doubt some of you who are listening right now say that October is bad for Malaysia, which is maybe true, but for the US month is an ass-kicking bullish month. I'm going to show you some statistics in here. October 20 is a bullish month, having said that. And, because the earnings seasons are doing well, US, and we have the bad the bad slam down that we have, which is what? The COVID-19, right? So right now, if you notice and been following the news, the US COVID situation is really bad, but the good news of the vaccine is here. And even China, came in with the Sinopharma are doing experimental COVID vaccination in here. So far from the Chinese side, we haven't seen any bad cases, but from the US, the Pfizer and a few cases, so they stop it. So they're slowly going to be delayed. But bottom line is, I think many of you agree, the vaccine won't be available until next year. Okay, next year, June 2021. And on that fact alone, which I talked about on Wednesday night, the average selling price will continue to go up by 30%. So if the selling price continue to go up by 30%, so that is why those rubber gloves, if we sell off, not too much, have a nice space, go in and buy, okay? Because going forward, the demand will still be good. And like it or not, in Malaysia, if they're going to do this post election in 2021 GE15, I tell you, there are going to be a lot of people kena one, I tell you. Right now where I'm staying in PJ here, already a lot of cases. My building, my office also kena. I tell you, shopping mall also kena. Am I correct? No, those of you maybe are staying maybe in Malacca or Penang, not so bad, isn't it? Right? Yeah, vaccine next year, June. That's right. Yeah, Care Plus in here. All right, let's move on. Spend a bit time on that one. So if you look at the Dow Jones, now this is the Dow Jones. Okay, this is the Dow Jones chart in here, right? And what has happened in here? The economic stimulus is currently, they are still in head on. That's right. Nancy Pelosi, which is the Congress, Kapala of the Congress. Then you have Steve Mnuchin, which is more of the finance side for Donald Trump. So they have to reach an economic stimulus package in here. But this coming Thursday, okay? Thursday for US, Friday for us. As I said before, this morning, the Friday breakfast show, which I normally do at 10:15, we will postpone to 11:45 because of the presidential debate. I want to watch that. That was going to be a good one. They will mute Donald Trump microphone. That's right. So Donald Trump is going to fight to, the Sarawak state election. I group it all together. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this is where they're going to be reaching economic stimulus package for COVID-19. So that's why once they reach this, you'll see this market rally. So fact one, this is one fact already. We're going to reach that conclusion. And also October month, which I'm going to show you another chart, traditionally has been very, very bullish. All right, let's move on. Now, yes, this is the chart. This is from the Bloomberg sources. If you look back, very interesting. You can see on average, January to July, most of the time you make money okay? Then you have a bit of pullback in December. Now, if you take notice, with the exception of 2018, there was a worse correction, a 10% drop. Now, a 10% drop, and that's why December is bad. But usually you can see October month here. You can take a picture of this. This is fairly important in here. You can see it's about 1% average. Nasdaq going higher in here, and then November. Yes, November usually is bullish. You see, you get about a 2% and a 4%. So these are the, you can see 4%. And we have the September correction, isn't it? Which we talked about, right? A correction was good. It was predicting a How many percent just now we talk about? A 5 to 10% correction. These kind of statistics very, very accurate one for US. So if you have this in mind, you think of it, it's going to be good. So if you look back, this year we have this correction, right? 6% and minus 10% in February because of the COVID, isn't it? And then you have 15% boom. So in here, it's still following the right statistics. So usually these are the things that I teach my student to look at and also to keep in mind and going forward. So you have a 4.5% in here, October. That's going to be bullish. Right now, averaging about 1%. We are. The breaking of 29 based on Nancy Pelosi in here. And you also look at the chart. Okay, so December, it's going to be a slight pullback. But okay, January, okay, next year, January, you see, only 2016, if you have a down month here, 3%, you will see January and February, March, April. That is the time frame. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing our masterclass in December. Okay, early December, where I'll teach you about US market, but more about those information later down the road. Okay, so if you look at the Dow Jones in here, you can look at using the statistic which I just showed you there, right? About 29K. So after the US election, we will see the market going at the rate about 2 to 3% per month rate, at least until May next year. We will have a pullback in December based on that. So you can see in here the market show jalan man. Go up and jalan. Because usually after follow the election, it's very bullish. In Malaysia, the one I don't know, man. Last year, you see Pakatan won, market go down. Perikatan win, maybe you'll go back up. So very hard to say. The one is like throwing a dice. That's right. For Malaysia, it's throwing a dice. So let me, Martin Wong here, try to unreveal the US election, the Malaysian election, right? So where you want to put your money, I'll also teach you where to do that. So on that basis, use the 2 to 3% per month on the index going up. So relatively some stocks is going to move up too, okay? Now, let's look at the US impact for US election. Do you like what I've said so far? You like what I've said so far? Do share this in your timeline and give me a thumbs up while I get a sip of water, okay? Yeah, Jennifer's enjoying jumping down. Okay, now let's look at the scenario, what we have for you in here. Biden versus Trump. These are the two guys who are fighting. The two grandfather, the grandpa, right? They're saying two grandpa arguing over the microphone. So on Friday morning, 9 o'clock, all right, please watch your CNN. You will see two grandpa will be arguing. It's going to be so funny. I tell you, one guy is going to be pressing the mute button. He's going to run over. They have some strategy. He's trying to, the latest strategy by Trump is going to make, he told himself he's going to make him likable. That's right. So you look at the timeline that I have in here for you. You can see 13 of 16. We've seen all those, right? The DNC and the RNC. Those are the convention center. 27. You are right in this October month, right? So 22nd of October. There were no remember 15th October they're supposed to have a presidential debate. They didn't do that because of the COVID-19. Sometimes I think of it, Malaysia, if you have a presidential, debate where you put Anwar and Muhyiddin. Wow, that is good, man, I tell you. Then you put the vice president also suit they fight. But we never get to do that, right? I mean, that's why I want to explain the US process to you guys, okay? Then you'll understand so much better. Then we have the 3rd of November, which is only 2 weeks. Very exciting. Sometimes I can't even sleep at night thinking about the election, how it impacts. Because I have a lot of clients, a lot of students, which is dependable on those systems that we have, okay? Then 20th of January, all right? So these are the date, 20th of January, 2021. We will get the inaugural, if whoever wins, whether it's Trump winning and whether it's Biden winning. So at this time, who do you think will win? Type it in there, all right? Let me know. Okay, let's go on to what we have. Oh, okay, sorry about that. Okay, let me just go back. So, like it or not, if you look back at the history of Democrat versus Republican, the last 50 years, so I'm just going to give you a full summary first. If you need to go off, whatever the case is, this is the fact. If you look back on the metrics, the Republican has held on for 28 years and created 24 jobs. Democrat over 42 million. Total market return, you can see a Democrat has been really great, 900%. And also it came from a time where there was a oil boom, in the 70s. The Democrat were in there. Then you have stock market return, annualized, definitely Democrat. Okay, so this is a starting point to just tell you, even Joe Biden win. Despite what they say, despite what everyone say, that Donald Trump is good for business because he lower income tax. But you look from record onwards, the Democrat has always been there. The GDP growth is 4.1. Income growth is also 2.2. So you can see the little donkey is kicking out the elephant. The elephant is Republican. The donkey is Democrat. So, and good news for all of you Robie user. The Robie US will be available on first quarter 2021. So keep that in mind. We are still on time to get that up. So by the time you finish learning about US market using SmartRobie, you are able to capitalize on some of those shares, which I will talk about later on. Okay, in here. So if you look in the whole year, how much we've been, judging from the statistics, okay, very simple. Keep in mind, the Democrats are much better. Almost 45% returns with the Democrat on average, okay, on average compared to the Republican per annual, on an annual basis. Almost double, 45 to 20%. So it's quite easy to remember. So you can see from this chart here, you can see really the Democrat is really pushing out in here. Because sometimes previously, before I was educated, my Sifu, who's American, Bill Wilmine, he's a Republican. He tends to support Republican a lot. And he tells me if Donald Trump loses, there will be turmoil. I will tell you there will be a scenario for turmoil. I will give you those scenarios too. So you can plan so much better in here. Do you think this week we should stop trading due to US election? Oh, Diana says that. For Malaysia, yes. I think you don't need to trade those, but some of the sectors, if you see those are good, right? Yeah, a nice setup, then you do it. So it's important to learn how to read the chart. Okay, Mark Rempe will appear once the presidential debate. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. If I do see your question in here, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, as I keep in mind. Malaysia mature not yet. That's right. A lot of the attacking. Actually, if you look at it, US also not mature. The two grandpa, Biden and Trump, they're not mature. They're like arguing. Would you please shut up? Remember that? Yeah. Right. So that was classic in here. All right. So also looking at the crunch time, going to 2 weeks for the presidential election. Now, if you look back 2016. The negative side, okay, there was only one occasion, and then right now going to 2 weeks, which is right now, would we see the market go up? We see the market go up on the average 1.5%, just short of 2%. In 2008 we went up. Right now we are right now in 2008. So tonight we started yesterday about 100 points. So the ability to break above this 2% or 1% will gonna depend on the approval of the stimulus. Okay, so whether they are, but I was told that Trump is going to play nice guy, from what I understand. So if you want to play a nice guy, he's going to give in the US stimulus, and you can see the market's going to move in favor the next 2 weeks inside here. Okay, again, going back to Malaysia, not sure because of the fact that I really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. A lot of these things happen after 5 o'clock when Muhyiddin or all the Barisan Nasional or Muafakat Nasional all sit down and drink kopi, right? They talk a bit. Hey, kita buburkan parlimen kan? See, all happen during tea break one. They never think properly one. And then they say, oh, I regretted it, so and so forth. So okay, so the question has always been, some of you did ask, should I exit and re-enter at a better point? Now, yes, I can't really tell you. Normally for us, if you're trained like us, right, and going back to the end game, right, when you want to exit, is there a profit target? Okay, one. If there a exit point, but if you don't know, take partial profit. Okay, take partial profit would be the best. That's how I would recommend to Catherine there. But going back to the end game, okay, I always talk about end game, especially my students, I tell them, right? So are you a trader, and what is the medium term or short term? Okay, now no doubt many of you will say, hey, I'm a short term, but when you don't cut the stock, you're keeping for long term, then what are you? Really important, the required rate of return that you must do every year, you must make 8 to 12% return. That's right, your whole portfolio, all right, 8 to 12% return. You cannot say, hey, this one I made 5%, this one I did not cut loose, or this one I make a lot of money. You must look at your portfolio required rate of return. And like it or not, I have seen many people did not pass through this required rate of return. As a matter of fact, if you go back, a lot of them don't do better than the fixed deposit. If you look back a stretch of 10 to 15 years. If you cannot do better than the public bank, don't waste your time in the stock market. Just treat stock market like, playing to just to get your emotion up. Don't think about even retiring with your ring. Unlike what I teach my members and some of my clients, right? I have doubled their money, right, in 6 to 7 years. And that's what I really want to teach you guys too, especially those of you who came to the masterclass. Remember, we talked about the try to hit your 1 million portfolio in there, and that's something very important. I've done it many times before already, so I want to teach you how to do that. So eventually, you know, like me sitting right now, COVID, still got money coming in from the stock market. Isn't that the whole point why you're here to listen, isn't it? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end game. All right, I hope you all like what I've just summarized for you. Okay, let's move on. Now let's look at the US S&P 500 has been a great indicator in here. So if you look back from here, right, if the market were to move up here, okay, this line here is the election date. Okay, this line here is the election date. So prior to that, you can see if the incumbent won, you'll see the market up by 2%. So 1 month before, you can see up by 2%. So if this is the case, incumbent is who? Incumbent is Donald Trump. So whoever wins, but more importantly, so right now you can see Trump is in favor based on the how many years? Wow, that's a lot of time. That's almost 80 years of statistic. Trump is looking to win. Okay, Trump is looking to win now. That is a question going back in here. So as a factor in the Biden win, the market has factored a Biden win, but they have not really factored a Trump win yet. Trump is more like 30 to 40%. But statistically, Trump looks to be much better in here. It's just that the polling numbers or the sheer early voting that we see in US, a lot of people going out. But more important is by year end, this is where it happened. 1 month after, 1 week after. So you can see this is, we see the market volatility. Okay, you can see usually the market will fall, right? Worst case about 1.5% to 2%. If and only, I'm going to give you the fourth scenario. Yeah, the fourth scenario should give you pretty much where you. So from then onwards, you can see then after that year end is December, only 1 more month only. All right. Then you see year end, if the incumbent lost, okay, if the incumbent lost, in this case, Trump lost lah. All right, the market go up. So what I simply say that going in by Donald Trump seems to be very favored, but if he loses, then the incumbent lost. Biden will do much better here. Okay, keep that in mind. It's very interesting, the statistics, okay? So right now, Donald Trump seems to be favorable, but if Biden wins, stock market soon gonna go up. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, do this make sense or not based on the facts that we have? Make sense or not? What do you think? All right, just type it in there. All right. So if you look at the overall from 1930, just after the Great Depression, the stock market go up one. I tell you whether it is invested in here. Roosevelt, the Trump, Eisenhower, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, you know, whether it's Biden or not. This is where Trump is. Trump red color lah. Remember, red is for Republican. Just the opposite only, okay?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right.
Water. Oh, okay.
So let's move on. So whoever wins, bottom line, I want to show you, whoever wins, the stock market is going to go higher. Okay? Okay, now let's look at some comparison first, because I want to give you some method how US work. You heard this thing before, right? Electoral college vote, and then what we call that, the mailing absentee. So I'm just going to give you a bit of background to it. Now, if you ever vote, I'm sure many of you voted, right? You can see in Malaysia whether you vote for PAS or Barisan Nasional, you're given 2 ballot only. Okay, one for MP, and one is for your local council lah. One is for member of the parliament, right? That's all only, and they're given a name. If they have another independent, then you have three what they call it, 3 rows, 3 rows and 2 columns, isn't it right? You're yes or no? If you're yes, remember, give me a thumbs up. Remember, this is how you usually vote, right? This is, remember, but in US, it's very complicated one, right? You can see here on the right-hand side, first, you have to vote for US president and vice president. That's right. No, then next year, they vote for the US state senator. That's right. You know, they also have the senator. Then you have to have the state treasurer, okay? Then you have to have the attorney general, right? Then you have to have the United States precinct 9. This is what I understand from it. Those of you who are from US, can you confirm that? Is it so complicated one? For Malaysia, it's so simple. Only local, MP, that's it. Right? It's only 2x2 combination. Right? So and then here you have all the other, I can't read it. So it's really complicated. No, it's like, wow. Imagine it's like doing your Excel spreadsheet. Right. So this is how complicated the voting is like in US. So that's why it's really, a lot of people take some time to, figure out. That's why they listen to the debate. They want to know who they are voting in. Of course, US has a 250 years history of democratic movement. Malaysia just started in 1957. We are still very young, right? Like one of our members stay inside here. Okay, let's move on. Now let's look at some background first. Okay, now if you look at the recent Sabah election, okay, the recent Sabah election that we have so far, right? We have Sabah, where the Gabungan Rakyat Sarawak, which is they won 38 seats. These are all the rural area. Now, why I draw this? Very simple. The coastal area, coastal area is won by Barisan Plus, and it is the same thing also for US. Okay. Now, if you look at the US, also sama juga. So you look at the coastal area, okay, this side and this side, with the exception of here, the Midwest. If you look at here, this is what we call the tornado area. Okay, nobody want to live there one. This one is a hot area. Okay, very hot when I talk about a bit, because this is in Texas, a lot of dry in here. This is the so-called the East Coast. This is the West Coast, California and so forth. So on the 2016 between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, the red is Donald Trump. You can see also compared to the Sabah election, the rural area, they sapu everything, right? The coastal area. So why is that? Is that got to do with education or smarter people? Silicon Valley is in California here, and also they have a lot of the finance center. The New York Stock Exchange is also in New York. So that is why more educated people are not so easily tricked, right? Another one they call vote buying in Malaysia. You have seen also in Sabah election, a lot of people go out and got paid to vote for the Gabungan, and that was one of the Bursa complaint to the EC in here. Okay, let's full form. That's right. So like it or not, in this 2016, Donald Trump vote on electoral college vote compared to popular vote, which I'm going to talk about later. So keep in mind, we have a popular vote and we have the electoral college vote. I will talk about this too. So give you a bit of background now. These are what we call the important undecided states. So that is why you notice right now Donald Trump and Biden are going to these 5 states. Okay, number 1, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida. And also at the same time, these are the one that Donald Trump is flying in with his Air Force One, and he have huge rally, what we call the super spreader event. So a lot of people are kena from the COVID-19 because these are important states, and these are also electoral vote. Undecided, can swing one, no. What is the undecided state we have here? The closer one for Malaysia is Perak, isn't it? I think Perak, Malacca also somewhere there, so isn't it? Malacca also swing over there. In Malaysia, you got all the frog jumping already. The frog jump over finish, right? So these are again, they have electoral watch I got. So remember, we have these 6 states. Okay, now these 6 states are the states that we will focus on November 3rd night. I'm trying to find out whether November 3rd night we will do a live so-called watching and also commenting at the same time. It's like watching football, and I'll be commenting the election as they come out. But the election will go through the November 4th day, because I believe the election counting will take 3 days. It's not going to be so fast because a lot of the mailing ballot, it's not going to be open so soon yet. They will start opening one by one, but by the time they finish counting, it will be almost 3 to 4 days. Now that is why the early voting is important, which is what's happening in US. They want people to go out and do the early voting. So if Biden win by a huge margin, then no problem. Then we'll see those scenarios. But if it is very close, this is where Donald Trump will contest, and will contest with his new Supreme Court Matai, or what we call Matai. What's that word? Who sort of kowtow to like the AG, William Barr, as well as Amy Garrett, and that's not going to pan out very well. Okay, I'm going to give you another scenario for that one in here. Okay, so what has happened in 2016, Hillary Clinton thought that Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania is Sapu state. Show me they will win one, okay? And that's why she ignored these 3 states. But this is where Donald Trump came in and won the electoral vote by a small margin, not much. He managed to convince a lot of the suburb women that he is good. And of course, a lot of people admit it right now. They were being tricked out because of Donald Trump bad qualities or flaw qualities that you've seen, how bad he managed the COVID-19 in here. Okay, so right now this state, Biden know that how the Democrat have ignored these three states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So they are going in to do a lot of campaigning right now. So you can see. So these are the 6 contested states, Florida, in addition to Ohio. Okay. Now, let's talk about electoral vote, okay? Now, electoral vote basically is a body of electoral established by United States Constitution, which form 4 years or so of electing. So what they are saying that, look, in US, right, because of population, all distributed in the coastal area. Am I correct, right? Same thing in China, same thing also in Malaysia, right? There are more people living on on the west coast than the east coast, isn't it? Right? Most people look at Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh, Penang, all on west coast, JB, all on west coast, isn't it? So the same thing. So what they have done, the founding father of US found that, look, there are going to be more people will be voting for their popular vote. So it's not fair for the president. So what they did was they constructed what they call the electoral college, which means every state, okay, depending on their constitution and the number of senate and their population, they will have certain what we call vote. All right, and this vote will based on the state. So which means if you want to win, let's say California will have more population compared to North Carolina, okay? Then, however, right, if you go popular vote, California always been a state belonging to Democrats. So if you lower by popular vote, they'll overwhelm the so-called Republican. So what has happened is that they divide such a way they have certain seats allocated. So they have to fight for those seats, right? So you can see in here the voters 129,118, but when it comes to election 26, if the 27 beat the shit out of 26, red, in this case Republicans still win, no? Despite the popular vote. And it's the same thing too. Later on I'll show you another chart in Malaysia. Now this is the Malaysian popular vote. You all remember, right, in 2014, Pakatan Harapan had a lot of vote, 5.5 million and compared to 4.2 million in here. They were very close. So on popular vote wise, okay, Pakatan is way out. But the number of seats we win are so thin slim, no. So as a result, this year when I talked about the first talk 2 weeks ago, a few Katak decided to jump. Then we have the Asmina, then you have the Muhyiddin, all those fella jump. That's what happened inside here. Okay. Okay, so this is what I have. So let's move on to the next one in here. So the total electoral seats, so for Biden to win, is 538 seats. He must win 270 seats. And for the Senate, okay, the Senate, remember, Senate is like a parliament. There's 100 seats, okay, 100 seats. So to win the Senate, just like remember the voting ballot, there is a Senate, there's a president. So president is part of this 538. Then there is a separate Senate. You can, certain places can only vote for the Senate only. So there is another 100 seats inside. You need to win 50 seats. So right now, 53 seats of the Senate, okay, belongs to the Republican. This is the one that every day stop the show. No. You can see Steve Mnuchin is in the Senate, right? Nancy Pelosi is a Democrat on the House of Congress in here. So they always fight one because Senate can stop the president, all right? But what happened if the Senate is also Democrat and the president is Democrat? Then there's a different scenario. I'm going to get to that soon. So if you look here, just give you some rough idea on electoral seat. So let's say California here, CA, has 39 million. They have 55 electoral seats. Which means if out of these 55 electoral seats are won, there's up. Now compared to MO is Wyoming. This one I can't remember. 1 million seat, okay? You have 3 electoral only compared to 55. So it doesn't equate. You always go to the state inside here. So right now, if you look at it, New York, give you an example, smaller in here, but a lot of population have 29 seats. Florida, reasonable at 29 electricity, Texas 38, and California at 55. So it's quite different one. So this is where if you want to target to become president, you got to attack each state, especially the swing state or what they call the battleground state right now, to have a good focus on that one. I hope I didn't get you. Montana, that's right, T. Thank you. It's Montana. All right. So again, going back to it, so these are the state, remember, the swing state to watch out for. Florida, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So these are the states. So November 3rd, focus on this one. The rest all sapu. Texas will always be Republican one, okay? And California will be Democrat. Okay, that's the Biden. So next part of the talk, I'm going to talk about what does the fund manager thinks about the market, and in respect to how we're going to make money from the market in here. Sure, no problem, done. That's my job to help you to share those information in here, in there. So if you look at COVID, how COVID-19 transform the investing. So what happened, Barron is one of the magazines that I read a lot, and I like to bring some of those information to you. You can see the bear market and bull market, they did a survey to some of the almost, I think they did about 100 plus for money managers in US, and these are the things that they talk about. All right. So I'm just going to share with you statistics, and I believe some of this true, and I agreed a lot of this. Now they describe the outlook for the US equity for the next 12 months. 54% in here are bullish, where neutral is this much, but the bearish one is only less than 12% in here. The neutral one is like, if Donald Trump wins, they will go in only. But right now, maybe they don't want to be in. But this group are people like me. I'm 54% in here. But what is really true is highlighted by Mary McGraw. And he said, once we get into 2021, okay, I'm pretty much focused on 2021. That's why we talk about the vaccine really by second half of the June. When the economy start to pick up, which it is picking up, the stock market will be higher than today. So that's why right now, 29,000 is just a level in here. If you are medium term to long term, get in. If you are shorter term one, then you wait for the elections. Okay, but do take note. Sometimes the stock will run one. No? I'm going to share with you some of the stocks. One stock I have, I made about 55% over just trading on Pentagon Guided Intel. Is that okay or not? If it's okay, just type 2. All right, I'll share with you how to do that trade. Okay, because we're going to look at the sectors after this too. So the biggest risk. Now the number one biggest risk you can see here. Number one is coronavirus. Now, a lot has been improved with the vaccine that we've seen from China, Sinopharma, and then we have Moderna, okay, and there are about almost 5 to 6 pharmaceutical big pharma group are making the. It's just a matter of time only. They cannot rush it. Of course, Donald Trump trying to rush it right before November, 2 more weeks. They try to get it out, and it's telling all kinds of story in here. But I do believe if you can control this third wave that we see in Malaysia, we see it in India, we see it in Russia, we see it in France, and of course, no doubt, the US. If they can handle it, right, then the market will rally. That is the biggest risk, 25. Second one is the US election, when Donald Trump will contest. They say, it's not fair, I did not lose. Okay, Biden cheated. This is the second biggest risk inside. So we have to see that night what's going to pan out. So these are scenario. The US recession and depression, it's I don't think that one's likely to happen. These are the two, number one and number two. More likely, many of them, more than 25% of them, are concerned about the coronavirus pandemic continuing beyond third wave. Is this correct now? What do you think? Right? Do you think that number one is just type in virus if you think that is the biggest risk that we've seen so far.
I don't like this guy.
Okay. So let's look at the name of the stock, which is a favorite among them. Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Chevron, and Nvidia. These are the favorite, and we'll be looking at the stocks like this, okay? So you can take a picture of this one, you look at. So the most favorite stock they have for the next 12 months, okay? It's going to be Amazon. I can tell you, next 12 months, Amazon is going to jalan. So the question, when do you buy? So you want to buy when there's a green pentagon, isn't it? Then, so we have this. Now remember, SmartRobie will be out next year. But you can get the Trade VSA buy and sell signal right now using our trading view. So those of you who wanted to subscribe, you can do so through the number that we have below there. All right. So if you look at the next one, Apple just turned red pentagon. We don't know whether it will break down or not. All right, but definitely turn red pentagon. We have to be very careful. This was correct, the last call that we have. And again, these are all from SmartRobie, which we are continuing to test out. So you can see Apple now are doing, last was 121, we are about 118. Tonight, I think Apple already opened, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I can check it right now. What is Apple up or down? And usually I would check the trade as we set up right now. Okay, it's well, Facebook is up 5%. Let me go to my watch list. Okay, Apple is up just 0.5%. Okay, Apple is up. Let me go back to the favorite market. Okay, Netflix is down 5%. Netflix is down 5%. Facebook is up 5%. Tesla 0.5%. Snap is up 30%. Wow, because of a good. Amazon is down 2%. Google is up 3%. So it's quite a mixed bag in here. Okay. So again, this gives you an opportunity. So the right question you should ask is how to go in, whether there is someone to coach me and guide me. All right. I think this is where we can come in and teach you to, beside the Malaysian market. Now, if you look at stocks that is overvalued, okay, overvalued by the same fund manager, Zoom is there. Do you know that Zoom PE is 632 times? That's right, 632 times, because it went up straight up, from 250 to almost touching 600 only from August onwards. That is a huge jump. You can see here, once the green pentagon turned, it's a huge jump and it's continuing to go up in here. So even if you think it's overpriced, using green pentagon on the trade VSA system will help you to make money, and the amount of money you make can cover back, especially when you trade in the US market where you're making 4.0 to 1. All right. So if you look at Tesla, again, this is on a weekly chart, so you can see it has moved up almost $320, $160 to $440 inside here. So the thing about US stock, you don't have to buy 100 shares. No, you can buy 1 share. That's right, 1 share, $400, and you have a taste of Tesla, or you have a taste of Zoom. When we do our training on Zoom, sometimes I always think, wow, it'd be nice to have a 1 share, right? So you can buy 1 share, and guess what? 0 commission. I'm going to give you more information on 0 commission too. Okay, Mr. Martin, what about AAPS stock market will go up or down because of introduction of 5G? I think longer run, Apple will be good. Okay, but again, look at the charts. Okay, I have bought Apple at $20. I'm still holding it in here. All right, Ryan. Okay. So next thing is, which major market will perform well in the next 12 months here? So you can see US is almost 40%. Now, if you have a choice, okay, you have a choice. Emerging market, you can see emerging market for Malaysia is only 9%, Indonesia and Thailand. Now, you can buy Thailand stock, Indonesia stock in US. So US, this does give you a very good diversification in out there. All right. China will be the third choice. So emerging market, Malaysia still is the second favorite in here. Now, what is the most favorite asset right now? More than 65% of the people like equity. Gold is about 10% only. Right? Gold is more of a hedge if the market were to crash or go pandemic in here. But like it or not, equity is the area to be in. Interesting fact in here. So what industry will perform the best? And this is the same as what we get in Malaysia. Technology, healthcare, and industry. So technology, you can see, right, the 5G, which you talk about. And I'm going to go down to those specific later, okay? Just those few shares are giving you a breakdown. Healthcare and industrial too. So industrial, like the, the Dyson, what else? Some of the products that is made by industrial, the moving parts of the cars, okay, those cylinders, yep, those industrial. Non-technology are usually industrials, okay? Everything else is industrial. The mowing machines, okay, those are industrial too. The aircraft parts is only for transportation, not for the flying one. So these are the sectors. So write this down: technology, healthcare, industrial. You focus on this for the next 6 months. Now you will make money, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is how to get in. This is the right thing, all right? So back to this question: who is going to win this November 2020 election? Can you type your answer there? All right, type your answer there, and we're going to get down to the third part of the presentation. Okay, third part. Okay, now the third part of this presentation will be here. There are 4 scenarios plus this donkey guy. Alright, a donkey guy, okay. This is the worst case. I'm giving you 5 scenarios who's going to win. Now, if you have number 1, a full Republican control, right, which means the Senate. Remember when you vote the time, there's 2 what? You vote the president and then you vote the Senate. Senate is the most topper one. We have the same power. 100 people, 100 people will have the same power as Donald. They can override Donald Trump or override Biden, but depending who control. So of course, if full Republican control the Senate and also the president is control. Then number 2, Democrat and Republican Senate, okay, 50-50, which is very similar to the reverse. And then Republican President and Democrat Senate, okay, all right, this is the current situation that we don't have. Right now, we have a full Republican control, okay, full Republican control. The Senate is under the Republican, the President under Republicans. This is where it is right now. The House, no doubt it, the House is still under the Democrat inside there. But then Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. Do you know what is Donkey Kong? You don't know Donkey Kong? I will tell you. Donkey Kong is the one who caused a lot of problem. Remember when you play the game, right? Beep, beep, beep. He throw the all tank one. So that's a bit of a reminder, isn't it, right? Okay. I want Biden to win, but Trump is likely to win. Yes, it all is going to be. So if you look here, this is the US election and policy implementation. Okay. Now, if you get a full Republican, which is right now, more spending, physical, Fed will be easy. They'll spend a lot of money, bring back the jobs. This is what we will have. We have 4 years of good policies, but bad attitude, bad behavior by the president if Trump wins. Now, the other one is on this side, number 4, you have a Democrat president and a Democrat Senate. They say this is very socialism. All right, they're going to be a tax. Tax is going to increase from 21 to 20%. So that's why the market right now is actually planning a 60% of Biden winning. That's what they already know. The tax is going to go up from 21 to 27 and 28. And the oil company will do badly. The green energy will do well. The tech energies will do well. Right, even both ways, tech will do well. But on the exception of if Trump wins, a lot of oil and gas will do well because he doesn't care about the climate change. Okay. Now, then the other 2 scenarios, number 2 and number 3, where you have a Democrat Senate winning and a Republican president winning. I think this is very unlikely. It's more likely it's going to be number 1, right, or number 1, 2, or 3. The scenario will be 1, 2, or 3, where you will have Joe Biden becoming the Democrat president, but Republican Senate, because they are still in control. The Republican is still in control because they have 53 seats. Right? They have 53 seats, and there's going to be a lot of fight, which is what they're seeing in steel manipulation. Right? Like it or not, the market will still go up. And you're going to see all this market volatility, yes and no, like the other day, right? They say no, stock market went down 400 points. Then they say yes, market go back up 200 points. You see what I mean? So that is the case. But if you get a full Democrat and president, that is good. Okay, this is what we are hoping for. Number 4, then you will see maybe a new America reborn, or a new, more socialist America that we see, more towards the Bernie Sanders group in here, which a lot of the righties don't like the left. Now, Donald Trump is a right wing, and Trump is more of a centric, center, steer towards the left, not the left, not too left. All right. So the policy is going to be, but what is very scary is number 5, the Donkey Kong. Okay, the Donkey Kong. Yes, it is certain that Biden win, tech will be impacted because they will impose some tax inside there. But I think the US tech sector were able to absorb it. They are doing pretty well. Okay, for that one, the tax will come in. I think also US need them to foot the tax. Okay, of course, if Trump wins, then you will see tech will still go up. At the end of it, I think the impact may be quite small. But more important is number 5. If Trump contests the election on November 3rd and declare that he's a winner, on that night, he declared, this too close. I'm going to declare myself as a winner with Amy Garrett with a 6, what we call the 6-3, right? 6-3. Win on the Supreme Court, then you'll see this is where we'll see a lot of problem. And this is where likely we will see, this is the worst case scenario, correct? So I also have to give you this on, because on that night, if you look at it, then you will know, you expect anything anyway a fall from 5% to 15% sell off, right? But I think that kind of sell off is good. Let me be clear with you, because that's, remember, after the stock market by year end, everything will go up one. So if this sell off is come, I tell you, brother, cheap sale, man, go and buy. If you the old one that you have, maybe if you don't want, you can clear some of the stock, go in and buy 15% sell off. I know it's going to be very scary, you know. Whole world will sell off if Donald Trump contested inside. After all, Donald Trump, he's already, you all know, right, 900 millions in debt, right? He's already in big shape. So if he lose, he will pull everybody down into that. And this, to me, is what we call the black swan. The 5 scenario I've given to you. To me, this is the most scary one inside here. Okay, yeah. So do take note of this one in here. So we will know, but I'm giving you those scenario, how it will pan out on. But over long run, don't go tangent off. Just think of the longer term. This thing will move up higher. Okay, okay. Let's move on. So, if for our members, if scenario 5 happens in our members group, I will give you my personal advice what to do with that thing. Okay, so members have privilege. So do join our Trade VSA members. We have our 1-day coaching coming up, our 1-day course, and also our masterclass. Those of you who want to, just like I've been, helping you guys out with our Trade VSA. Now, if you look at the Donald Trump over the years, market has gone up about 56% in here. All right, which is not bad, and he continued to boast a lot about it. But if Democrat comes in, I think this figure is going to go up. But what's more important is the industry, ladies and gentlemen, which I talk about it. The COVID-19 will help you to be in here. And what are those big names of technology? They're going to be not that different. No, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, SAP, eBay, Intel, Nvidia, IBM, Goldman Sachs. You can see the size of, and these are the company that you want to focus on. But which one? Am I correct? Who's there to tell you? All right. So this is a part where we find we are pretty good. Okay, and we are doing a masterclass in this coming December 5 to 7, and seats are filling up fast. So if you want to get coached in the US market by myself and my team inside there, I'll be happy to coach you for the next 1 year, because our masterclass will include 1 year coaching, and you can always come back and re-attend it. So our seats are filling fast for the December 2028. All right. And make sure if you want to, you should make a booking now, okay? So if you look back overall, market will go higher. If you're going to go up or come down, it doesn't really matter one, okay? Whoever wins, market's going to go up. So how do we find those shares? We talk about the technology, the healthcare, and what the industrial part, right? So this is where we want to have the lowest risk to find the maximum return using the Pentagon Guider. We have that in our screener, whether it is NASDAQ or NYSE. You can see here, these are our proprietary, and Zac picked some of the great stocks for you in our no screener for that purpose. Okay, so we have the tools. We are ready, we are enabled, and we are engaged. Okay, if number 5 happen, will go up temporarily. Yes, it will go up, but it's just temporarily. Okay. So the technology team for US 2021 is going to be broadband, 5G, and I want to add another one is the gig economy. Now, what is the gig economy? All right. So this is the part where I want to talk about using, okay, to enjoy zero commission and open accounts opening for US. So one of the big benefits that we will do is also teach you how to get zero commission. That's right. And accounts opening for the US market. And this is important because imagine you buy 1 share of Apple, $120, zero commission. To buy, zero commission to sell. Now, how many of you like zero commission? If you like zero commission, just type love zero. Okay? Love zero. Because I'm going to show you that I'm doing that already now. And many of my students, I tell them, I'm going to teach you how that too. Okay? So let's look at the gig economy. Now, the gig economy like Uber, Airbnb, all this, and Fire and so forth, right? These are the next industry. Not many people, because of the COVID-19, remember, work from home concept, right? A lot of people are turning into quick jobs, independent contractors, the cars and the Ubers, okay? And also in this case, it's Grab, like it's not listed. Now, here, having said that, this is one of the stocks that you can see when they were first, has gone up 350% from April 2020 onwards. You can see Green Pentagon in here, gone up. This is one of the gig economy, and I bought it at $115. I didn't bought it earlier on. I found out that, this is one of those gig. So I look for gig economy when I see a Green Pentagon gig economy. So why I say this is the one that you can discover a lot of gems inside there, and this is something I want to teach you guys too. So I bought it about 115 and 5 with 55% return, 0 commission. Can you imagine? You don't pay commission, you buy $100, you still get that 10% kind of thing. So it's very good for small accounts, especially. Now, how many? Many of you learn 0 commission, right? Good. Okay, so this is the one that we really want to teach you guys in here. So in short, we go back to time is money, and it's also a precious resources. So right now that we have, we are in end of October. We got December. We still got the November, going to be a bullish month. Then we have the December, a slight pullback, right? Then next year, January, it's going to rally, ladies and gentlemen, with 0 commission US market. And US market start at 9:30. Daytime, Zac will teach you the KLSE market. It's also part of our masterclass, all right? So think about that, okay? So consider if you're ready. So the end game is use our Pentagon Guider, okay? And you can see here, top glove, Pentagon is right 67% of the time, right? And then the Pentagon Guider is just like tracking the smart money, okay? Now, if you look at the smart money, Tom told me, and Tom is my sifu, he said that smart money actually control 80% of the volume during the accumulation stages. You can see by understanding and reading that volume, right? You will know where they do that. And we do this on VSA, on our VSA stock analysis and review, which Zac do at 9:30. He talks a lot about NS, remember? So again, part of volume spread analysis in here. So point is, I always talk about in here. Many of you come and watch this. I think very important right now, COVID, we're going to be locked in for some time. Today, case has dropped to 753. We are still in R0 1.5, which means the case will still go on. Not until we come back down to 100, I think we can come out. So what are you going to do in COVID-19? All right, learn as much as you can. Join our program, download SmartRobie, share with others so you can get the free in here. And guess what? Once you have the SmartRobie, practice it like this one, 13% return on TechFast. Okay, then Journey Asia 25%. So one thing about Premium Alert, it moves fast. You get in it, key in your profit. It's for active traders, it's not for everybody. It's for active trader. You need the hourly chart. If you just trade on that, you go in, you need to switch back to in here, but you don't have the Pentagon, you don't have the trading view, you don't have the dashboard to look for stocks, okay? Remember, SmartRobie are only day trader. We give you the access of the Premium Alert, so you're able to use it, 25% return, right? This is actually in one day only, all right? Those 2 stocks that we have, all right? So something for you to consider, all right? Anyway, Premium Alert, it's part and parcel of what you get on SmartRobie, all right? So here, I want to invite you to come for our one-day course. We are doing that on the 31st of October, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have limited seats only, and you'll pick up by my 2 trainer, very experienced, Zac. That last night, first time we break our record for number of people attending in here. So, and also Arif, okay? So we have other coaches in here, Fu and Marina, right? To also in here. Point is very simple. This fella lost 41 million in the stock market because he went in and buy. I think some of you have done it before. Buy, also don't know how. But never learn, okay? So they said, no, I want to save some money. I buy some stock, and then guess what? So this fella had the same problem too. He put in money first and then lost 41 million. Have this ever happened to you before? Now compared to this guy, he made 34 million. And he start learning trading during university. So that's a great differentiation. Now my point is, do you have an education system? Do you have a system? Do you have a seafood to follow? All right. So right now, if you're ready, after the one-day call, you can also adjourn to our intake December 2020, where we have our 5-day course. It's a 5-day, but the amount of time that we spend is actually close to about 3 days in here. That will be the December one, and this mentor and coaching will follow on the US and Malaysia syllabus, and we will take you for 1 year. You can come back re-attend for 1 year. So one of the big benefits for this one here. So let's go on to the summary. Okay, now summary I've talked about for tonight. So the stock market trading setup is important. Use the buy and sell signal that we have for you. So the green to buy and red to sell. So use those trade setup. Don't just jump in. I know some of you did ask the question, can I buy Apple? Use the Pentagon. Wait for the Pentagon. Okay. Now also we want to see what Tom said, the stage 1 accumulation. Something we will talk about in our one day. You need to have the price and volume confirmation in there. Okay. And third, look at the sector leader. Okay. Whether it is technology sector, and look for the leader stock favorite breakout. Just now we talked about 4 breakout, right? Whether we have breakout for Apple, breakout for Tesla, it hasn't breakout yet. All right, something you want to look at. So if you have a price and volume, you want to get in. And fourth is have a winning system. Okay, they have a buy and sell system inside here. Like what Warren Buffett said, if you don't have a system, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. Unlike some of our members, we have a system. We continue to coach them. And if you like what you see so far, if you like what you see so far, just type 4. Okay, you like what you see so far, and you're considering to join our one-day workshop on the 31st of October and our masterclass in December. And you can ask more about it too. Okay, just type 4 if you like what you see so far. All right. So finally, I will end for our Telegram chat room. We continue to support you free of charge, no obligation in our every night stock tips and also what I presented to you on the US stock market in here. So right now I will open for questions. If you have any questions so far, okay. Some of you, how many of you are interested in our masterclass? If you're interested in our masterclass, just type MC. And if you're interested in our one-day course, type 1D. So at least we will know whether we are being helpful to you. Okay. Okay, just type MC and 1D. So my senior trainer can follow up on you. Of course, no obligations. Okay. I will stay on for another 2 more minutes to take some questions if you have. All right. So keep in mind for our benefits of joining our fraternity, just like you have benefited tonight. Okay. Thank you, Chu. All right. Okay. Now, in respect to the US market, don't be too scared. Okay. If you want to exit, also can. If you want to stay on, also can. Right? But more importantly, be firm. Have a plan. Know how to read the chart. Right? Know someone you can turn to. Okay? That can help you. Make sure you have a consistent approach to the whole market. Like many of our students that go through our program for 1 year, that's why we coach you and coach you, and then you'll do so much better. All right? Okay, good. Thank you. So tonight, I hope you all benefited in. Don't forget, this Saturday for our members training, we have a members training. So we're going to go through many of the trade VSA trade setup, right? And we'll be looking some screener tools that we use that will be benefiting for the coming market. No doubt, I think for the Malaysian market, if it's too volatile, stay back, do a bit of practice, paper trading first. But at night, you can always look at the US market. I'll be here with you. What is the reason for the glove mini sell down today? Well, because I just mentioned the election. The parliament akan dibubuhkan. Okay? If there's no question, any question retaining to it, right? If there's no question, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate your time to spend with me tonight in here. It's more than 1 hour. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that, for your company, and also give me a chance to share my opinion about the US election to you, so you can benefit and not to be scared in the next 2 weeks, to know what's going to happen. We have how many scenario? 5 scenario, right? Don't let the Donkey Kong come out. So when I talk about Donkey Kong, you know what I mean, right? The Donkey Kong, the guy who throw the oil barrel, destroy everything, the Donkey Kong. Thank you, Colin. All right. So good night. Bye-bye.